Hey, what's going on, guys? Scott King here, certified hypnotist, NLP practitioner, narcissistic abuse empowerment coach, here with another video. So once again, guys, make sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Ring the bell so that you can be alerted when a new video comes out. All right, guys, so today I want to talk about the well-formed outcome. Very powerful tool, and you can use it for basically anything that you want to accomplish in life, and understand, what it is that you're going after, and that you're just not running away from something. Instead of running away from something, you're running towards a goal, which in essence, you're still running away from what you don't like, but yet running towards what you do like. So basically, think of it like this. If you were just running in any direction, you could possibly end up in a situation worse than where you started. So again, when you think about the well-formed outcome, this will get you on the right track, and understand as you start making decisions towards the goal that you want to achieve. There is a series of steps to keep in mind as you work towards your desired outcome, and making sure to keep a clear mind of all these different things that are happening as you walk towards your goal. See, that's one of the things that I'm not a huge fan of, when you go to like these seminars and they get you all hyped up and they're like, you can go out and do it. And yet you may lose track of a few things while you're on the way to achieving your goal. So it's always good to keep the well-formed outcome in mind as you work towards your goal. So let's go ahead and go over the steps of the well-formed outcome. Step number one, simple question. What do you want? I know. Go ahead, take some time, think about it, and picture what you're going to look like when you reach your goal. What will life be like? Who will be around you? Where will you be at? And be specific. The more information that you're able to give your subconscious, the easier your subconscious will be able to work towards the goal that you're trying to achieve, or want to achieve, or working on achieving. So once again, what do you want? Make sure to state it in a proactive manner, as in, I want to be a doctor, or I want to graduate high school. I want to become a millionaire. Whatever it is, state it in a proactive manner. Don't state it in a negative, right? You wouldn't say, well, I don't want to be a bum, or I don't want to work at McDonald's, something like that. You want to state it in the positive sense, something that you're working towards, so that your mind can focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. I mean, we can understand and use what we don't want if it fires us to move forward, and we are aware of what we don't want, which is great. For the most part, you'll want to focus on what you do want, what that looks like, who you're with, who will be around you. And again, be specific. And then also ask yourself, when you get there, what does that do for you? What value does that fulfill? What sense of accomplishment will you gain from getting the thing that you do want? Step number two, how will you know when you have it? Now, once again, think about the item that you want and engage all the senses. So maybe you want a new car. Well, that new car smell, what would that be like when you sat in the new car? Kinesthetic, right? You sit in the new car. Is it leather seats? Is it, leather dashboard? Do you want like the neon lights that are inside the car? It all depends on what you're looking for. And then again, if you're like, oh, I just want to save, money, have money in the bank, know exactly the number that you want to have. When I was working with a friend of mine, he said he wanted to make $60,000 a year. Well, I knew that he had a side business that said $10,000 a year, and he was referring to his daytime job, which was giving him $50,000 a year. So your subconscious realizes that you're making all this money. And then if you tell your subconscious that you want to make 60, well, he was making 60 because he wasn't including his side business. And when I sat down with him, I was like, see, you told your subconscious you wanted to make 60. You are making 60. So if you wanted to make more, you would shoot for a higher goal to keep you moving. And again, knowing what that is, including all your assets. So if you wanted a certain amount of money, well, maybe you wanted it in the bank, but not in, your equity or the houses that you have. So understanding that once you tell your subconscious to go do something, it goes and does it, and have a clear number of exactly what you're looking for. Like, oh, I want $1 million. Okay, do you want $1 million in the bank? Do you want $1 million with all the property that you own? Be specific so that you know when you have it. That leads into number three. Step number three, can it be initiated and maintained by you? Now, this is kind of important to understand. So at step number three, you wouldn't wait for the environment to, allow you to have whatever it is that you're looking for. So if there was something out there for you to go get, it wouldn't depend on somebody else to determine whether or not you can have it. An example of this would be, oh, I want that raise. Well, if you're not in charge of giving the raise to yourself and you're, giving that power away to somebody else, then it's reliant on them. And then you're giving your own power away to somebody else who may not give you the raise for whatever reason. Maybe they get shifted and moved into a different place of a company, or they get fired, something like that. So anyway, can it be initiated and maintained by you? You're in control of your own destiny, and you're not allowing other people to control how you create your own outcome. Step number 4, where, when, and with whom do you want it? Once again, a great tool would be to get a pen and paper out, maybe a notepad on your laptop, and then set reminders in your calendar. Pin out where you want to be in 6 months, pin out where you want to be in 12 months, and just understanding that the larger goals are just going to take a little bit longer with the long term, keeping the long term game in mind as you work towards it. And then understanding that you're writing down, maybe keep a diary, a journal, so that you can see the steps that you made along the way. I know personally for me, I set a goal and it took me 2 years in order to get there. Yet again, every day I worked on it day and night to be able to make that, goal become a reality. So once again, where, when, and with whom do you want it? Step number 5, what resources do you need to achieve your desired outcome? Now, once again, this depends on the context and what your desired outcome is. If we were using the example of a car, maybe you needed to get your credit rating up a certain level in order to get a loan out. Maybe you needed to make an X amount of dollars a month in order to buy the car. Once again, it depends on the context. So what do you have already? Something as simple as having a phone and a laptop. What would you need to acquire in order to achieve your goals? So once again, back to the phone and the laptop, maybe you just needed some software so that you could make some extra money online, something of that nature. Once again, it depends on the context and what you're looking to, go after. And next, we want to look at the ecology. So step number 6 is it ecological? Now, when you're working with NLP, ecology is basically your environment. Is the goal that you're looking to go after, is it sustainable? Does it make sense? If you got the goal, would it be detrimental to you? Some people may say, oh, I want to lose weight, and yet they become bulimic or anorexic and not do things like a healthy way. So we want to make sure that we take care of the ecology of the person so that we get these goals and have it be healthy at the same time. What would you have to lose in order to gain the goal? So some people may say, I have to work extra hours. Well, if you work extra hours, it kind of takes away from your family time. Is that something that makes sense to you? And another thing, what would you gain? What does that mean? So if you worked the overtime and got the extra hours, and then you got the extra amount of funds in order to purchase the item that you're going after. Maybe some people are working to purchase a better home, and then not being with their family is fine because where they're at isn't great. But having to live in a better neighborhood to get better education, and the short term of having to work extra hours may be more beneficial. So once again, all of this revolves around the context and what your desired goal is. Step number 7, what stops you from having your desired goal already? Now, once we do some soul searching and some digging, I'm almost willing to bet that it just has to do with making the right choices from within. And sometimes we might want to reflect on ourselves. And sometimes it's best to take our own responsibility to go after the things that we want in life. And step number 8, what is the first small step you could take right now to get you headed towards that goal that you want? Think about it. It could be as simple as going out and buying a pen and pad and writing down what you want. So once again, guys, I do offer one-on-one coaching. Make sure to check out the website, www.letsgetyourmindright.com. Make sure to join our mailing list. And as always, make sure to follow, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Till the next time.